Good day, participants. Today we have come with the new topic, and this topic is of chapter 9 of CFP2, which is life insurance needs analysis. This is a very important topic from the point of view of examination as well as from the point of view of a financial planner also. We have been talking about life insurance, we have been talking about financial planning, we have been talking about risk management. Now, talking about life insurance, a very pertinent question before a financial planner or an insurance advisor is how much insurance his client should have. Similarly, a client also is always in a dilemma, how much insurance he or she should take, whether the life insurance is sufficient to meet his needs. Basically, we understand that life insurance is taken in order to compensate for the loss of earnings of the breadwinner of a family, the years to come, and in many cases the children are of younger ages, they are not, so there is a big time gap until they would stand on their own legs or they would start earning. Similarly, in the Indian context, if we are talking in most of the households, the housewives may not be working. It's very difficult after the demise of the breadwinner of the family to find a suitable job, to find a suitable... In many cases, we see that people have insurance, but they have a very negligible amount of insurance, say 50,000 rupees or 25,000 rupees. In earlier days, people used to have that kind of insurance. Even today, if a person is having, say, life insurance sum assured of, say, 1 lakh rupees, and a person's earning capacity is much more. A person is earning, say, 50,000 rupees per month, and if the family gets 1 lakh rupees, so okay, it's just like a gift. If you get a gift, if you even get a pen, you feel happy for a moment, but it doesn't compensate the loss of earnings for the years to come. So there are three main methods to calculate the need analysis. One is the human life approach method. Second is the needs approach, that is, we calculate the needs. And third is the capital needs analysis approach. We would take these methods one by one. In today's session, we would be taking a human life approach. What is this human life approach? Basically, there is a concept which is known as HLV. The full form of HLV is human life value. Human life value. Professor S.S. Huebner is called the father of life insurance. He was the person who had introduced a lot of concepts of life insurance. In fact, this concept of HLV was also introduced by Professor Huebner. So he had come out with this concept. Earlier, there always used to be a controversy that is there a monetary value to human life? Because human life, you cannot place any monetary value. One school of thought said that you cannot place any monetary value to a human being because the life is invaluable. There is no doubt about that. But still, one person who is just a rickshaw puller, another person who is the CEO of a company, definitely, if a rickshaw puller dies, his life is also valuable to his family. But the loss of earnings would be very small in comparison to the CEO. So therefore, Professor Huebner came out with this concept. HLV, he defined that HLV is defined as the present value of the family's share of the breadwinner's future earnings. So basically, in human life value, we consider the breadwinners of the family, what would be his future earnings. Of course, he said that it won't be practical to take a sum assured of all the future earnings. For example, a person's age today is, say, 30 years of age, and let's say his retirement age is 60 years. So he has got 30 years of earning in between. So let us say if even if this person is earning at the rate of say 3 lakh rupees per annum, so multiplied by 30, so it is 90 lakh rupees. So this figure would be impractical to take an insurance of 90 lakh rupees. So he said that you calculate the future earnings. Future earnings are, let's say, 90 lakh rupees. He would have earned like 90 lakh rupees if he would have been alive, or if he is alive, he would be earning. Let's say we are assuming that his earnings would be constant at 3 lakh. Let's take an assumption. So he would be earning 90 lakh rupees. So he said that you take the present value of this 90 lakh. So you have to convert it into present value of future earnings. So this present value of future earnings is called the HLV, human life value. We'll take an example and we'll see how to calculate this HLV, and this would be a very interesting example. And at that point of time, this theory gained a lot of popularity. Even today, this theory is the most popular one, although it's also not very much practical, because even if we take present value of the future earning, even then the value comes very high. Even then it's impractical. There are other methods also, but it's the most simplest way of calculating the HLV of a person. And if you see by this simple example, as the age of the person increases, it is said overall the HLV of the person decreases. So HLV, it is said, would be highest at younger ages, because there are more years of earning after him till retirement. So for example, a person reaches say 50 years of age, then he has got only 10 years of earning left. So the future earnings would be based on 10 years. So that means HLV would be low. But practically what happens, as the person moves on with his career and age, the income also increases. So therefore, many times HLV also increases. So that way, this theory is not always true, that as the age increases. But generally, if we consider that earnings are constant, then yes, of course, this theory is right. Let's take an example. Let's understand what HLV is by a simple example. Let's take the name of an individual. Name of individual is Sumit. Let's say his age is 35 years. He has a family. He has his wife who is a homemaker. He's got 2 children, and we need to know what is his current monthly income. Let's say his current monthly income is, let us say his current monthly income is, let's say take a round figure, is 40,000 rupees per month. So that means this person is earning 40,000 into 12, 4,80,000 per annum. This is the earning of the person. Would be the minimum expenses of the family in case Sumit were to die. So the client has to imagine that situation. So currently the income of the family is 4,80,000. What is the minimum income required by the family in absence of the breadwinner? So let's say, by a rough estimated expenses of Sumit's family after Sumit's demise is, let's say he estimates it to be rupees 3 lakh. So out of that, we have to take what are the personal expenses of Sumit. Because if Sumit would not be there in this world, so the expenses incurred on Sumit would not be there. So therefore the family needs then only, let's say, 3 lakh rupees. Let's say Sumit's expenses on Sumit are, let's say, 1 lakh rupees. So this is also known as self-maintenance expenditure of the person, of the breadwinner. So then we have to take into account what are the present insurances taken by on Sumit. That means present insurance on Sumit. Let's say he has already insured himself for rupees 5 lakh rupees. That it could be individual, it could be a group insurance taken by his company. So clubbed together, for example, he has taken an insurance of 5 lakh rupees on himself. Now we have to take into account what are the taxes paid by Sumit. Income tax, other taxes, professional taxes, etc. Let's say he's paying, say, around 40,000 as various taxes. Now, in order to calculate HLB, there are various steps in order to calculate HLB. First step is that we have to arrive at the person's annual earnings, and those earnings should be by the person's own personal efforts and skills. Any earnings by interest, any earnings by rent, that is unearned income, has not to be taken into consideration. Only the person's own professional skills earnings have to be taken into consideration. Then we have to deduct the cost of the expenditure on the person himself. That is the personal expenses. We have to deduct this from the annual earnings. Number 2. Third step is we have to estimate how many years are left for the retirement of this person. So how many earning years are left until retirement. So then we have to also deduct any other taxes paid by this person, and then we have to discount the net income required for the family at an appropriate discount rate and for the remaining number of years left. That means we have to discount the number of years as computed in a reasonable current interest rate. Let's see this example only. What we will do, current income is 4,80,000. We have to deduct 1 lakh expenses on Sumit. Then we have to deduct taxes paid, 40,000. Then we have to see what are the premium paid for this 5 lakh rupees. So let's say he's paying a premium of, again, let's say 40,000 rupees are the premiums paid for this 5 lakh insurance. We have to deduct these 40,000 also. So this is personal expenses. This 40,000 are taxes. This 40,000 is the premium paid. So this comes out to 1,80,000. Because what we are considering that if in case of Sumit's death, these expenses would not be incurred. Expenses on Sumit, expenses on the premium paid by Sumit on his life insurance would not be borne by the family. So therefore we would deduct this 1,80,000. So this is 3 lakh rupees. So therefore the net income for the family is now 3 lakh rupees. Now how many years are left for his retirement? Let's say his retirement age is 60 years is the retirement age. 60 minus 35, that is 25 years are left for earning. So HLB, as I said, is defined as the present value of the family's share of breadwinner's future earning. So we will take compound interest tables. What we have to do is that we have to calculate, we have to provide this 3 lakh rupees to the family every year for 25 years. So we will take the future value of this. So let's take an assumption that the interest rate, going interest rate is say 6%. So if you invest 1 rupee every year for 25 years, then if you see this compound interest tables, so at 6%, if you see the column of N, that is 25 years, and you have to see what would be the accumulated value. In fact, a person has given, for example, if you invest every year 1 rupee for 25 years, that means you have invested 25 rupees in 25 years. But what you will get as accumulated value at the rate of 6%, it will come out to 54 rupees 8645 paisa. That means you have invested 1 rupee, rupee 1 invested every year for 25 years would accumulate to this value. 54 rupees 86 paisas. So that means if you multiply this 3 lakh by this value, this would be the total earnings in 25 years. But you have to take the present value of this 54 rupees 86 paisa. Then you will see in another column, which is the present value of the accumulated value, which is this value is denoted by SN, whereas the present value of this accumulated value is denoted by AN, by this symbol. So this is 12.7834. 12.7834. So this is the factor by which you will multiply this 3 lakhs. So 3 lakhs multiplied by 12.7834, which will come out to into 12.784 is equal to 38 lakh 35,020 rupees. So the HLV of Sumit is approximately around 38 lakh, or approximately 38 lakh is the HLV, human life value of Sumit. So if he wants to take an insurance, so he can very well see that, okay, my current insurance is 5 lakh, so less 5 lakh, so an additional insurance cover of 33 lakh can be recommended on Sumit. So this is how we calculate the human life value. Now it's another fact that a person will see that how much premium one can afford, so one will accordingly take the insurance, but this is the correct way to calculate the HLV. If a person wants an insurance of say 50 lakh rupees, the insurance company can refuse. No, his HLV is much below that. So, but in any case, HLV still comes very much at a higher figure than one can afford. So this is the process by which we can calculate HLV. And in some of the examples, if the family is giving the premiums for the spouse and for the children, that we will not deduct. We will only deduct the expenses incurred on the person under consideration. That is the premiums paid. Because in any case, if we are considering the insurance of this person, and if other premiums of the family members are given, they would be given then after the death of this person also. So therefore, those would not be deducted. Only the taxes, the personal expenses of this person would be deducted, and the net income then left with the family is multiplied by a factor which is known as the present value of the future earnings factor. Accumulated values, present value. So therefore, human life value in earlier times, it was said that previously we were having an agrarian economy or agricultural based economy. So people were used to have agricultural land. So there didn't used to be any problem of HLV. It was said that even if a person has gone, the other family members can look after the agriculture which the person has left, and they would inherit the business or something like that. But right now the skills and profession and the professional acumen of a person also assumes important. Thank you. Thank you, participants.